So Leigh, in these times of exhaustion and negativity, what do we do?
Use it wisely. Exhaustion, a dear friend of mine, A. Martinez, he said, he called it the grace of exhaustion. And I really started to think about that because, in a way, we live in times that are overwhelming. There's so much responsibility, there's so little time, there's so many things that have to be done, there's all of these problems, there's political dilemmas, there's so much cruelty and barbarism afoot, and so much that's afoul. What do I do? I'm overwhelmed. And this is where we begin to see the mental martial art of it, that part of the overwhelm, part of the overwork going on is stripping us of, in a way, the hubris or the conceit that we can affect the outer world somehow and make it more harmonious and less conflicted. And it drives us back to where we live, to where we love and who we are. And it says, what battles can you actually fight? And if you do, how much of your time can you invest in that fight? Are you being dragged into anger that's not really yours? Are you responding to fires and trying to put them out when they don't really need to be put out? They will burn themselves out. And I think this is a lot of the question that we're asking. We came from a time and are inwardly wired, as I like to say, like karate experts, meaning that I'm going to kick your ass. And we're trying to become Aikido experts, meaning I'll let you kick your own ass. I don't need to fight you. If we need to resist one another, go your way in peace. I will grow my garden. I will plant my seeds. And in a time of chaos, and in this time of difficulty, I think it is. It's where the imagination says, if you can't change what has grown in the garden, you can begin to cultivate and add something to it. And if you're exhausted and you think, I can't do this anymore, then stop shouting at the neighbor and just sit silently and plant some seeds. Take time to say, I've never had time for this because I've been rushing madly against this and against this and against this. Let me rest a moment. Let me see if I allow myself to rest and I say, yes, I'll see more clearly what's around me. I'll listen more deeply to what's being said. And I'll stop living in a type of cauldron of fury that I don't need to. If I give myself permission to use my exhaustion wisely and say, maybe I'm exhausted of fighting the windmills and I really don't need to fight anything. I need to cultivate something. I need to change the conversation, at least within myself, to not be reactive, but to be co-creative, to be relational. Not there's something wrong with you, but you know what? We're human. We are all dealing with these difficulties. We're all exhausted. So maybe in the exhaustion, we're laying down a lot of our fierceness and beginning to think, I have to treat myself more tenderly. I have to begin with me. And if I do, maybe it'll create permission in the world itself to say we can grow ourselves differently, but we must begin where we live and where we love. And in our exhaustion, fall to our knees and say, well, at least I'm here, and let me begin with this. And I'm convinced that's what every generation from the beginning has said. Let me begin with this. Thanks.